now.
Hello!
Hey!
How the hell is everyone? What the hell is going on?
Got
I'm
a full
very
house tonight.
confused.
All the
I
same.
don't know.
Morning.
I don't know what's happening right now. There's we've got all of our players today, which
For the
is
first time in
an astonishing
forever.
thing that hasn't happened in what, like a month and a half or something.
It's been a bit.
So I don't
been
even
longer.
know if I know all their names anymore. Like just
How
don't
dare
know
you?
what's going on.
How dare you, sir?
It's fine. It's fine.
I may have missed some sessions, but I have been since the beginning.
Yo, sir, the very thought, the very idea.
Very idea.
Yes, so players that were here last week made a wish.
We did.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And it
Very
seemed
well
like
thought
a good
out.
wish at the time. I feel like you guys spent like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
We
it was a
did.
very
We
well
did.
thought out wish,
Thought
and it went
out.
perfectly
You
to
know,
plan.
Our intentions
Nothing
were
went
to be as fair as possible and move the story
Yeah.
forward. And
It was in game though. It made absolute sense. Like they were trying to get there. Well, thank you for resubscribing for 4
Oh.
months.
Oh, that reminds me. I want to
Yeah.
share this.
Did it? That's right. You are fabulous. And since we have somebody subbing right this very moment, just so you know, there is a fabulous raffle for Phoenix Time.
Yes.
There's another one.
Yeah.
It
Yesterday,
is-
Snowflake got it.
Yes, Snowflake won yesterday. He has chosen to get the Ghoul set. And their
Ooh.
sick professor resubscribing for 8 months. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
I love that.
show.
That's
Yeah.
our. That's like
Yeah.
I mean, I subscribed the first day, so that's like our
It's our anniversary.
Stream anniversary.
I think it's
Month.
actually I think it actually like you can resubscribe a little earlier each month.
Mm.
There it's like you can like do it a couple days earlier.
That's
So we might be so I think our anniversary is actually like on the 5th or 6th of the month, if I remember correctly. Because it was like right at the
That's
beginning of May. And it's like, well, totally fine though. I'm totally fine with it. Yes, oh my god, it looks like we might actually get a hype train started soon. If anybody
yeah?
wants to throw some bits or something down there, or if anybody wants to
Hype
give some
train.
subs for the Happy New Year. But getting back to our giveaway. Phoenix Dice is a fabulous one of our supporters, and everything that they make is made from recycled materials because Phoenix Dice loves the world we live in just as much as the world we play in. So, if you win today, if you want to win, just hit ! Raffle, and you will be entered into the raffle. Now, mind you, if you are a subscriber, you will get a total of 4 raffle tickets. If you are a follower, you will get 1. So anybody can win, but it's a little easier if you're a subscriber. So yay for that. And if you win, you also get to pick any. And oh my god, we just got a hype train.
Ooh.
Hype train!
Yay,
Haven't even
hype
done
train.
anything yet.
I love
Just
it.
started the new arc.
And ways that you can help us move the hype train forward will also help our players today. There are all kinds of things that you can do with bits. So you can give them +2s, you can give them advantage, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. You can do up to and including creating an environmental effect. That's right. If you do an environmental effect, you will get 3 choices. When you pick from those 3 choices, I will alter the session in a way that is going to be helpful to the players. Or you can tell me it'll be helpful to me, in which case I'll just murder all of them. And that's super fun for everyone to watch.
And then they spend all of their channel points to keep us alive.
Yes, right.
Yes.
You can also help them out with your channel points that you get for free just by watching. And you can give them things like advantage. You can give them pluses. You can give them, one of my favorites is giving them haste. Give them haste.
I love
So they
it.
can run around screaming and yelling.
Gotta go fast.
So yay! And to start, it looks like I am. Oh, Landell. Our list of sponsors is not quite that big anymore, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to
Yeah.
redo that one at some point.
Yeah,
There's
I realized that. I was like, oh,
just
this is
looking
a little
down,
out of
like,
date.
that's a lot of that's a
Oops.
lot of sponsors. Like there's no, you know.
It's
there's-
honestly because we haven't used this format in like over a month. Because we haven't
Oh,
all been
boy.
here.
Stop ragging on Athul. Stop it, Lando. It's so
Through the
mean.
mud.
Oh, God. Yes, but we do have some affiliate codes as well. If you still need to get Fizzbands, Treasury of Dragons, or you still need to get Strixhaven, head down to the About section of our Twitch and use our affiliate code for D&D Beyond, and you'll be helping them and us at the same time, and helping yourself by getting all kinds of fabulous new spells and creatures and concepts, which Wizards of the Coast is putting out. So yay! There's that. In addition, we've got Souls Rolls and Realm Warp Media. Yay!
Yeah.
They are fabulous. They do so much for the community. They are bestsellers on both DM's Guild and Drive Through RPG. They create beautiful stuff and they help us out so much. So thank you to them. And of course, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. If you use the code that you see on your screen right now, you can get an Electrum chest in game, giving you all kinds of prizes to level up your fabulous champions. My personal favorite is who? Who's my personal favorite? That's right, it's Jarlaxle. And why is he the very best of all of them?
Because his name is awesome.
'Cause he's a
And he
beard.
has a very awesome hat.
Because he's got a fabulous fucking hat. That's right. That's what makes a real champion. It's fabulous hat.
It's all in the hat.
True.
Just ask the sorting hat.
Just ask the
That's
sorting hat.
right.
You know,
That's
fair.
right. And with that, why don't we find out what happened last week to our adventurers? Hey, Felix.
Hey!
How did it get crazy last week?
Oh, it wasn't that crazy. We just, it started out pretty simple. Crow was covered in spiders, and then,
Good God.
somehow we got into a fight with a bunch of different champions, and then we won and we got a wish and we made a really awesome wish. So I don't know what else happened. Nothing else really.
Just so the audience knows, what they wished for was the Lich Queen that they're trying to get the entire continent together to fight this Lich Queen that's about to send an army of undead and warforged throughout the continent to destroy everything. So every time they got their hands on the first of Keelnassi's phylacteries, she would just blast them with necrotic energy and just almost kill them. Or in some
Wonderful.
cases, actually kill them.
Yeah.
And then she started turning things into horrible, disgusting monsters. And they had to fight a mithril tree blight that grew out of their bag of holding because it just ate up everything that was in there. And turned into a giant monster.
Mhm.
So they wanted a safe container to put the second phylactery in. Unfortunately, what they discovered is that the container that the second phylactery is in is a nautiloid spelljammer ship full of mind flayers.
Great!
It's an upgrade, right?
Yay!
Yay!
We-
What I wanted for
we have,
Christmas.
we have a
That's
way to
whatever you
deliver it.
Yeah, it's perfect. So
Always
now they absolutely have. Now they know that this is a safe container, meaning that Keelnassi's power cannot penetrate the hull of the ship. That's what they know about that.
So messed up.
But who knows what's going on inside the ship there?
Mayhaps inside
No.
this ship is more dangerous than outside this ship.
Right?
Who knows?
But the
You know.
ship just appeared, destroying about half of the palace they were in. So that's fun. It's super delightful.
We love it.
Everyone likes it. So, hey Crow, what happened to you last week?
Well, as Mikey mentioned before the war broke, I was covered in spiders. And then I jumped into an aquarium. Some more diplomatic things occurred. We got thrown into a massive fighting arena, murdered, suplexed and freaked, murdered a gargoyle, and completely unrelated to anything that we did, watched as an ice salamander had a cardiac arrest.
Yeah,
Talked a bit,
no, dude,
made a
this-
wish, and
Your passion
destroyed half
melted
of
its icy
palace.
heart.
Yes,
True.
precisely.
True. It just stopped beating because we were so nice to it.
Yeah, it was overjoyed, and so it died. That's what the report's going to say anyway. That's what the report will say.
No.
Completely
So-
unliable.
Yeah, totally not your fault. Absolutely not.
The only creature in that arena that actually died. Let's just say that.
right. Hey there. Hey Ithul, what were you doing last week? Why don't you tell us what Ithul was doing while we were all at the party?
Well, while you all were having just the most splendid of times, a fool dealing with some massive migraines went off to go meditate and pray to Sune.
Yes, as you
He
do.
had to try and figure out how to make levitation work because he didn't want to fall off the fucking flying island again. He didn't
It's
get
like-
levitation to work, but he figured something out better.
He's been obsessing
That's
over
right.
it.
They are, in fact, in the elemental city of Jarsai. And in Jarsai, each section of the city is run by different genasi. In the air section of Jarsai, because the other genasi were super gross to them and kept trying to murder all of them all the time, they called upon their patron, known as the Sultan of the Chalice, who is a noble genie of the air variety. The genie brought into existence a giant air elemental that is 2 miles tall, and this floating island sits atop this giant air elemental. And the only way to get to and from the island, if you don't know how to fly, or if you don't have magic that will get you there, is to use hang gliders to just go up through the actual air elemental and land on the outstretched docks at the top of this island. So, yes, Ithul sadly at one point did get a faulty hang glider. Don't know whose fault that was.
We know whose fault it was. I'm still gonna make that bitch pay.
Still on the
and
Thul's
almost
vendetta
fell
list.
to his death. So
That bitch.
Yep. There is
Golf's gonna help me, I know it.
And
Wait, actually,
Goru,
I've been.
what'd you do last week?
Unfortunately, the council of Valencia called me away on some urgent business. And so, council member here having to run things. So I was
so
absent.
important.
running a nation and all that.
Yes, we do. We do have a nation ruler now in the party. Well, I'm glad. How did things work out over in Valencia?
Getting lots of messages from scouts and things like that, and it's I informed the council of the changeling spies that penetrated Jarsai. Things are looking a little rough on the border front.
Did you
so-
figure out? Did you figure out where the fourth changeling spy went?
I suggested that it's very possible it could be in Valencia.
That's right.
So
You might have a spy.
on the council, I might be the spy. I mean,
Oh, damn. Okay.
Hit him.
Twist.
twist.
Guru comes back.
Absolutely. If you
He's
want
a
to
I
rap,
like to go to. Don't make
I
me
am
kill
here
you.
for this.
Wait.
I am here for this, Goru. 100%.
Shh, we gotta.
Like,
I'm gonna stop talking now.
if you create a situation where the DM doesn't even know that there's a fucking spy in their midst,
Like, we
you will
never
get
saved you.
inspiration forever.
We never saved you. You were a changeling all along.
Yes.
My
yes.
real brother is dead.
I'm
That
100%.
Dude,
If
why
the
did I
players-
say
If
anything?
the
I
players
just-
want to do that, I am 100% here for it.
I would cry.
100, 133%.
60 years.
I'm already
That's right.
broken. That
There is no way to know. I'm just saying. Goru's just coming back and just like, ooh, what's this? A knowledge.
Hey, Mac! And finally, last but certainly not least, is an 800-pound bear named Gorf.
7. It's 7. That's
Worked out.
He's very self-conscious about his weight.
He's been watching his figure.
yeah. Muscle weighs more than that.
right.
Yeah.
It's on that
That's
paleo.
true. That's true, Gorf.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
processed
technically,
sugars
man.
for me.
a bear absolutely lives on a paleo diet,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is not nearly what people tell you a paleo diet is. Because in the Paleolithic era, we were eating grass and antelope brains. So
Sounds about right.
enjoy that down at your local,
Supermarket.
food establishment.
Just appreciate how far we've come as a civilization.
That's right. It's not avocado toast. It's antelope toast now. Like,
There we go.
I made guacamole with antelope brains.
Served in a grass weed.
no, it's just crushed up grass. They just take a mortar and pestle and crush up some grass.
It's a grass paste.
Wipe it on bread. Put
Yeah.
some antelope brains on it. It is a delicacy. It's a delicacy. It's amazing. It's amazing. There's-
They just take the grass from the antelope's guts, you know.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Oh yes. Hey Gore, what'd you get up to last week?
So there were some specific things that happened. We caught 2 of the spy people.
Mhm.
That was good. I think one of them's dead. The other's in the prison, so that's good, I guess. And then they were like, well, we don't want to negotiate, we just want to fight. And I'm like, that's fine with me. And so we fought them, all the people that represented all the different elements. And one of them I threw over my shoulder and threw him into the water because I remembered the rules. He didn't, so he lost. And then
I love how Gorf is so proud of himself that he remembered like a sentence.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive, really.
It is.
And then,
It is.
The making of a wizard.
and then we fought a big
Soon. Soon.
frost lizard thing, and Felix made it stiff, and so I jumped inside its mouth and
Oh,
hit
yeah,
its
that's
stomach.
right. I made it stiff.
He made it real stiff.
Big ol'
Yeah, I did.
So
Hard as ice.
yeah, and then I think he had like a heart attack or something like that. I don't think it liked me biting its stomach from the inside. It was kind of smelly in there too, but
I have
we
that
won.
effect
I mean,
on
that's what
people.
matters. We won. And then they're like, "Hey, what do you want? What do you want?" And we're like, "Well, we want to be stronger." And they're like, "Well, we can only do one of you." And I'm like, "Well, that's not fair. So maybe we get something we're looking for." And then we did. but it's more than we were looking for. It's the whole ship, and it's crashed in the palace. So yeah, it could be better. I mean, you know,
Filled with a
but
bunch of very confused and angry mind flayers.
Yeah.
yeah, um, yeah, they suck. But I don't think we should go in there yet.
I feel like that's their base state, is confused and angry. I don't know.
Yeah, I think someone didn't tell them
Angry
that
for
they
sure.
were worth anything as children.
Oh, didn't get enough hugs. Yes.
Yeah,
That's how
hugs
you get
are
a mind
really
flayer.
important for
As a former
developing.
member of a hive, I can assure you they do not do that.
Oh.
They just do
No hugs.
just face hugs, but never to each other. So there's not a lot of illicit self-love, in any kind of context.
Maybe you can
That's
bring
true.
the gospel
That's
of
true.
Sune.
Some kind of music.
Does
Oh
pulling
my
the brain
God.
out of a deceased hive member and putting it into the mother brain's pool count?
I don't
my
think so. I don't think so.
Oh my God. Just so you know, though, Ithul, Noodle died.
Yeah, Noodle died.
Who's Noodle?
Elder Brain. The Elder
We
Brain
had an elder
that
brain.
you got.
We brought an elder brain home.
I don't think I was around for that. That doesn't sound familiar at all.
Oh, was that after
That
you left
was-
Hunter's Harvest?
yeah.
That might have been like the next session.
It was.
I think it was.
Yeah, if it was Hunter's Harvest, then yeah, that was probably after I had.
Yeah,
to,
we've done
drop
some
out of that.
crazy shit in Hunter's Harvest. Probably equally, if
I wanted
not
to
more
play Jack,
crazy
too.
than Delver's Dream, honestly.
Well, that's because you have a very eccentric band of characters, especially
we
when
do.
Jack was there.
Oh
We
yeah.
Lando
Yeah, it's
background
delightful.
What?
Yeah, Lando.
music. Background music.
Oh, so it's going for the stream, but I forgot to share it with you guys.
Oh, is it?
That's why
So
I
you
didn't
guys
do
join
it.
the vibes.
You're just not interesting
We're just
enough.
deaf to it.
I need music, or you guys are boring. Like, good. Like,
Yeah, that's right. Not enough hugs.
Not enough hugs, man.
So,
Alright.
hey, do you guys wanna
Do something.
I don't know, play some fucking
Yep.
Guys
D&D?
wanna do something?
Let's do it.
Play
Yeah,
some
before Jack
D&D?
has to go to his appointment.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's do I want to really is the question.
Hey DM, no one really asked.
Yeah.
No one really asked. But do
No
you want to
one
play some
does.
D&D? Do you want to play some
There's a
D&D,
lot of-
Kyle?
There's a lot of expectation and not a lot of not a lot of
Reciprocation.
people asking.
You know.
There's
two
I
ways,
guess
Kyle.
we can. I guess
You
we
know?
can. All right.
Yes.
Let's get in
Yes.
there. Let's do this.
Awesome.
I suppose we can try to figure out what to do with the giant Nautilus ship
Oh.
that you guys. Oh, here's the thing. So the reason, also, just FYI, that the players learned from their wish, but there was going to be a whole arc where they were going to have to go to the ethereal plane, because that's where the mind flayers were hiding. They were hiding in the ethereal plane and coming out and raiding into the real world, and using the Nautiloid ship as their home base. And this wish pulled all of these mind flayers out of the ethereal plane, and so yeah,
We just skipped ahead like 8 sessions.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. Who cares?
With our track record,
Saeed-
probably
Jar
18.
Saeed's just covered in
So
fucking
today-
thralls and
We're just speedrunning
Today,
it.
you just everybody better be ready for
mind flare,
an
man.
on-point DM ready to break your fucking world.
Mm.
All right, let's see. Let's see. We start with our adventurers witnessing the utter destruction of the palace known as the Wind's Fan. Negotiations had been successful, and the Air Genasi had claimed rulership of the city for the next 100 years, when a wish was cast by the group of genies, a noble Dao, a noble Merid, a noble Ifrit, and a noble Jinn. Suddenly, a nautiloid ship comes crashing out of the sky, landing inside the palace. This is where we begin. You all hear screams as everyone in the room begins running for their lives. The leaders of the various contingents immediately look to each other and then look to their masters, the noble sultans of the elements. What are we supposed to do? What the hell? What is that thing? None of them have ever seen anything like this before. Tell me, players, have you?
For Crow, he's seen just the depictions from within the journals that we got back from one of Ilnasi K's, not saying that name, even out of character, one of her hideouts in the Shadowfell. And after it being explained by Thule that these were apparently piloted by Mind Flare, and now that he sees one directly in front of him, Crow is like 1,000-yard stare, like in a panic attack. He's shut down.
This is much bigger than it was on the paper.
He's like, it's much bigger than it was on the paper. And all of his fear of the tales that he heard, like the nightmare stories of Mind Flare, just immediately jumped to the forefront of his mind. And he's sweating bullets right now. He honestly looks like he's experiencing all the stages of grief at once.
You look down amidst the rubble and you see that there are dozens of people, both guards and guests, that have fallen. Some of them have survived, and as you watch, you see one of the long tentacles of the Nautilus ship, each one several 100 feet long. You see one of them begin to move weakly and touch one of the still living guards. The guard immediately disappears.
We need to go.
You see Granny, the leader, the new leader of the Air Genasi, a fabulous gnome artificer, step forward and shout at the top of her lungs, "You all need to pull it the fuck together right now." You watch everyone stop. Even the sultans are impressed at what this little humanoid is trying to do. They all sort of regard her. This is interesting. I don't know what the hell that thing is, but it just broke my palace. So hey, guards, line up, wake everybody up. Everybody get your ass to a crossbow. Right now. Anything comes out of that thing, you shoot it dead now. Next, get some ropes down there. Get the survivors out of there. We'll figure out what to do in just a sec. Nothing enters this palace, you got it? Hey. Oh, you little bastards that tried to kill me not 20 minutes ago. You get back to your palaces. You go get every guard in the fucking city. And you bring them here now.
All hail God Queen.
You see her look at a few of her guards who were standing by her chair. She points to a couple of them, says, If you need to know what's going on, you ask them. I'll be back in just a minute. And you see her run down the corridor that you know leads to the inside of the mountain where the various gnomes and kobolds have lived for centuries, unknown to the inhabitants of this floating island. Thank you so much for subscribing, Dungeon Glitch. Fabulous.
Hey, it's
Hey,
Dungeon Glitch.
remember, Dungeon Glitch, if you're a subscriber, you enter our dice giveaway using the exclamation point rally, you get 4 entries instead of just 1.
Raffle, but yeah.
So now, the confusion seems to be lessening, but the terror seems to be mounting. What are you gonna do?
Well, Athul, at the edge of the floating island, who is sitting there meditating, as soon as that thing crashes into the palace, his eyes just whip open as he senses the psionic
Where?
field news. Oh.
Where were you meditating?
Uh-oh.
Edge of the the edge of the fucking floating island. Just kind of
Okay,
trying to
so
find
you
a
were-
nice
you
peaceful
were
spot
away.
to center myself.
Right, you were away from the palace. All right. You can't see exactly what fell. You just see that, but everyone on the island can see. Everyone on this side of the mountain of the island can see the palace. If you'd like to see what this floating island looks like, it looks very much like this thing in the Roll20. And on this side of the island, everyone can see the palace. So you see that like half of the palace is now gone, and you have no idea why.
I mean, I know the feeling of a mind flayer hive. He's immediately panicking, just no, just running straight towards the palace.
Well,
as
the
fast as he
thing
can.
is, you don't know this energy. This is different. You feel a lot of psionic energy, but this is different than any mind flayer energy you've ever felt.
Oh, that's not good. That's
You-
even more concerning. Either way, he's
No.
dashing towards the palace at full speed.
Okay, all right. It will take you running at full speed. It will still take out 15 to 20 minutes to get to the palace gates if you're all the way on the edge of the island.
fine.
All right, so hey, Gorf, what the hell are you doing?
I'm gonna make sure that everyone is like paying attention
I'm sorry, I lost my thought in the middle of it. Good lord.
That's okay.
Essentially,
we are absolutely here for neurodivergent moments. Totally fine.
appreciate it. Gorf is just
back.
gonna make
Hey,
sure
Landon,
that
come
that
back.
everyone knows what's going on in terms of the archers and that all the angles are covered and that like there's not like gaps and places
So
that the
not
blind person
every
slip
angle
out.
can be covered because half the palace is now gone. Some people are going to actually have to go around this ship and up into the trails in the mountain in order to actually cover that side of the ship.
Okay. So Gorf is gonna organize whatever he can to get as much coverage on the ship as possible.
Fabulous. So this whole side of the ship is covered. Goru, what are you doing?
Guru just like a couple moments ago, like steps out of the teleportation circle from Valencia, and he's got like his favorite like snacks and grocery bags for him and Gorf because they haven't been home in a while, and just like fucking drops them, and I'm just like, I was gone for half a day, and then he murders people, and now I'm gone for half a day, and he fucking destroys the whole palace. Gorf, where the fuck are you right now?
You better get Gorf under control. You better put him in check.
I
real
brought
quick.
snacks, and you're fucking this up, dude.
I really want to know, what are these fabulous snacks that you brought from Valencia, from the home of the animal folk?
Yeah, there's these. We love these little. They're like rice balls with little fish cakes stuffed inside with a little dry seaweed.
So you
those are
brought
like-
him sushi.
It's more of a.
It's now we have sushi. We have sushi in our planet now.
Yeah.
This is official.
It's like our favorite thing. But they're
And
like
the
big,
bear
like
folk are the masters of sushi because they are used to grabbing fish out of a stream.
Oh yeah.
Like, what's the best sushi? It's
That's
salmon
just a racist
sushi.
One that
stereotype.
Gorf makes.
Yeah, all bears eat fish. All bears eat sushi.
That's
That
racist.
it is super racist.
It's racist, but it's true.
100%.
it's true.
Well, no, I suppose really
Just
the
their
stereotype
culture.
would be
It's not.
all bears eat sashimi. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So real sorry that everybody's now racist against bear folk.
Honestly.
So yes, you are dropping your bag, screaming at your brother for destroying the palace. Good.
Now I'm trying to go find him.
You find him over against what's left of like the rubble along the side of the palace, where you can still get where you can still see out of it. What are you gonna do?
Gorf, what is happening? What did you do?
Well, we collectively wish that this ship, or we wanted the phylactery and didn't really raise our wish perfectly. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Is
they offered to make one of us more powerful. I wanted it, but I didn't. I was not selfish. I tried to be not selfish, and yeah,
You
I mean,
succeeded.
He succeeded.
yeah, I did succeed. That's very true.
is this what I think it is, Gorf?
It's exactly what you think it is, and yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the unspoken communication.
Because you are bear folk, you can each give me a perception check.
My perception is crazy good now. Oh, it's a 4.
First
I
roll
rolled a
of
4,
the day.
but it's a 14
Yay!
with
Oh
plus
my
10.
gosh.
With a 14, the one thing that you notice is that the tentacles that you can see seem to have weird sort of black veins running through them, like sort of necrotic areas.
I mean, the tentacles of the actual ship.
Mm-hmm. The giant ass tentacles that are several hundred feet long. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey, Felix, what the hell are you doing? Well, the Bear Brothers are over there trying to figure out whose fault it is.
Felix, after getting killed twice during that battle yesterday or earlier,
Well,
just
knocked out
twice. A couple of minutes ago,
I
Felix
can't
is
raise
still
the
hurting.
dead.
So Felix is just kind of laying up against a wall, kind of wrapping his wounds a bit, just thinking to himself, oh my God, just bright side. This is awesome, right? This is exactly what we wanted. Even more.
Yeah.
We can make something of this, right?
Yeah, totally. As you are all sort of wandering around, all of the leaders have scattered to their various, throughout the city. They are running to go and accumulate more guards. Most of them have no idea what this thing is. They don't know. They just know a giant thing fell out of the sky on top of the palace. They just have no concept. You see Granny come back out with just a whole slew of gnomes and kobolds. The kobolds seem to have little spears in their hands and little crossbows, but they also have a weird mechanism on their back. And you see several of them go running towards the edge of the palace, and they just jump out into the air and you see them touch something that looks like a metallic harness on their back, and as they do, a full-on hang glider just pops out of their back.
That's less crazy. I thought it was gonna be a freaking jetpack. I'll be like,
And
the
then-
kobolds have jetpacks. It's like, you know,
Not
I
yet,
want
they
one
don't.
so bad.
there's
Let's go.
you do see something on the back. You're not sure what it is. None of them are using it yet, but they're sort of circling around, using the air currents to circle around this thing from above to sort of check out what's going on as scouts. And you see many gnomes show up. The vast majority of them seem to be artificers because they have little metallic animals next to them. They start setting themselves up around, and you watch as these animals are sent down into the rubble to go sort of explore and help out. You see several of the artificers are attaching like metallic ladders to areas around the space in order to rescue as many survivors as they can. What are you guys gonna do?
Do I see Felix hurting? Is he like in the similar area?
Yeah, I
You
think I'm
all
just-
are in the throne room area.
Let me help you out there, buddy. You're looking pretty rough. I go over and I'll lay on hands and just let my energy flow into your body, and I see your wounds slowly knit together, and you're breathing even out a bit more. And you get 20 health points.
Right. That's
Oh, thank
awesome.
goodness. All right. Fabulous.
God, I knew you were my favorite, and you're also much taller than your brother.
Why? Felix is a messy bitch that loves to stir shit up. All
It's
right.
true, he does.
Okay. All right.
Guru, what are we gonna do, man? This is ridiculous.
The first thing that we need is some sort of defense against these mind flayers. We are not going to be able to have any kind of interaction unless we're safe mentally. This is incredibly dangerous.
Doesn't Bolland have those special magic items that the elephant folk use? I forgot what they were called.
The
Loxodon.
Untamed.
The Untamed, the Loxodon.
The Loxodon use?
I could go now and try to secure maybe enough for the 5 of us, but I don't know what they would say. I mean, I'm sure they would understand the situation.
Please roll
But
me
they're-
a history check with advantage.
21.
You know that it was an ancient Loxodon that was alive about like 900 years ago, that first created these magical items. And unfortunately, that Loxodon died before they could died on the battlefield. And so they could not get their essence to the well of the Gestalt, so his memories were lost.
Damn.
So no one knows how to make these items anymore. There are limited numbers, and every time one is broken or lost, it can never be replaced. Currently, as far as you know, every single one of them is being worn by a Loxodon in the pass between Nonked and Delver Stream. And there are a total of 30 of them in the world right now.
To rephrase my statement, it's pretty much impossible for us to obtain those. They're being used right now by the Untamed in the pass, and I don't know how we could convince any of them to let go and make themselves vulnerable.
So that's not what I said. I said they were all in the pass.
You're a council member.
Remember, this is something that I want everyone to remember. You are one of the storytellers as well. If you want it to be the case that you cannot get your hands on it, totally fine. I will absolutely honor that wish that you as a storyteller have given. But if you would like to be able to get your hands on it, you can tell that story too.
Out of character, what are untamed? I think I missed that part.
So the untamed are when this world was created from the bits of all of the other worlds. The non-Kedians had a hive mind, and what they would do is they would just go over to an area and use their magic to bring other people into their hive mind. And so as you were fighting against them, suddenly you would just become part of them, and you would start fighting against your allies. When the animal folk, the various animal folk saw this happening, they realized they had to do something about it. So they created very special magical items and created a special forces, essentially, called the Untamed, that were immune to psychic manipulation. And they were all Loxodons, and they've been training as that. They've been training to fight non-Kedians for the last 900 years. And that's why Baland is its own country now and wasn't absorbed by non-Ked. They also shared that they also helped beat the non-Kedians on a bunch of different fronts, which is why they have been being hired for the last 900 years as mercenaries to help protect the borders.
Yep.
Dope. That's all I needed to know. Carry on.
Fabulous. So, Jax.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Is there any other, you have any other ideas about how we could protect ourselves? Because the time it would take to go.
We could all pretend to be really stupid.
I don't. That sounds like a fantastic idea, Gorf. We should give that a try.
That's absolutely 100%.
If we pretend to be stupid, they won't use their mind thing because they're like, oh, that guy's really stupid. Why should we get him?
There's no brains there.
Where's
Yeah,
Crothon
exactly.
and Athul?
Brilliant.
We should go find them first.
Crothon and Athul will have the most amount of information for us, honestly.
Prothon's there with you. I'm working my way back there at full speed.
Yeah.
If you pan over, you will see Crothon still kind of at the where it has collided, just still 1,000 yards stare.
No
in
idea
the
what's
middle,
going on.
like in the throes of a mental breakdown.
Where's Crothon? Slowly turns over. He's right there. Oh,
Crothon, come back to me. Come back. I would like to go over and like grab him and like shake him a little bit. Hey, you're okay.
Oh, hi.
What's happening?
Mind flare. Massive mind flare ship.
I know.
We have to go. We cannot be here. This is bad. This is really bad.
We cannot leave this nation unguarded.
I think that's what Granny's doing right now.
Yeah, like Felix said, Granny's got it. All we've ever done is cause problems every time we try to help. Or I think
I don't know about all that. I mean, I think we've done a lot of help in most cases.
we brought this thing here.
So it's our responsibility to fix it, Crothon.
You're right.
We need ideas of how to protect ourselves. I have one possibility, but it's tenuous.
Well, let's hear it. I'm all ears. He has my big.
I want to know first. I want to know if Gorf knows what that word means.
I didn't even hear it.
Okay.
I
good,
wasn't
good
even
answer.
paying
All right.
attention.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, Goru.
What we just talked about, the going to Felix, going to the pass, and possibly trying to convince maybe even just one of the Loxodon, of the Untamed, to give up their mental protection.
Why would we do that when we could just get a platoon of awesome elephants to come over here and help us destroy these guys.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's have them go in there.
Like, I feel like some way, these guys were made almost to fight them.
Aren't they
You know what?
needed at the
I
door?
don't do this often, but I'm agreeing with Felix 100% on this. Let's get them to go in there.
There
I mean, we're gonna
are-
go with them, but
Oh.
front line.
there
He's
are-
like, oh.
There are 30 of them guarding the pass.
At this point, Ithul, you have just reached the palace gates.
And can I see any of the ship, or is it like completely inside what's left of the palace?
You can see the top of the ship.
Is it enough to determine it as a Nautilus?
You would have an idea, but you would need to get closer for confirmation.
This is as he sees this thing sticking out of the palace. It's like, I can't leave these idiots alone.
Nope.
It's
Fair.
true. It's true.
Fair
Just
assessment.
running through the gates, watching people like fleeing for their lives, watching guards go to get more guards, watching kobolds fly in the sky. Like, what the fuck?
And as you are watching, you see one of the kobolds. First, you see one of the tentacles. It looks like not all of the tentacles are working. Only like one or two of them are. But you watch one of the tentacles start reaching up into the sky, trying to grab at one of the kobolds. And as you do, you see the kobold sort of reach up and press a button, as though taking inspiration from like a drow city and a dark elf. You watch as what looks like scorching rays come screaming out the back of this
Yes.
of this little
Oh my
of
god!
this little hang glider as it gives it a little turbo boost. There's scooting it out of the way of the tentacles.
Nice.
Yes.
I need a razor.
Inventive.
As you watch, some of the kobolds start landing again and reporting to Granny, and they come. Da da da. Go Josh. Oh no! It's a no! It's big. It's big.
That doesn't sound good.
As Ithul runs past like one of the pillars of the gates, and like as he crosses the threshold where the shadow of the gate is cast, he's just gonna scoop his hand through the shadow and yank Frostbane out of it, not even stopping for a second as he runs inside.
So you're running into the throne room.
Yep.
Phil, where are you going?
So the Nautilus ship is about like 50 or 60 feet below you, below the throne room, in the midst of a bunch of rubble.
I'm more concerned with finding everybody. I need to know if they haven't been crushed yet.
I thought you were running away from us.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just getting to the palace now and getting inside.
Mm-hmm.
So are you trying to like get into the Nautilus ship?
No, I'm just trying to get inside to the building so I can see what the fuck is going on inside.
Okay, so yeah, you can absolutely get to the throne room, and it's like everything on the other side of the throne room essentially has been sheared off. Like the windows just no longer look over the trellises or the gardens or anything like that. All of that's gone. It's just like the
throne room
windows
where the
just look
party
right
is?
down. Yes,
Okay, so yeah, I can see them now.
absolutely yes.
Okay, he sighs a small sigh of relief noting that they're alive and then realizes the immense amount of damage and chaos that's going on and just shouts, "What the fuck is going on?"
Mind flares.
Yeah, they crashed here. I don't really know how. I mean, it happened. It's really no one's fault at all.
You know what? I agree with Gorf. It was no one's fault.
Yeah. I mean,
We did exactly
you
what
hear-
we were supposed to do.
You hear the voice of the Sultan of the Chalice boom out and say, "It was Gorf's fault."
Just nope.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Okay. Anyways, he walks over. He's like, "Is anybody hurt? Does anybody need any healing?"
I mean, we
Gorf
just
might
like
still need some patching.
bought a bunch of things. But I mean, I'm okay for right now. I mean, we'll definitely rest before we go in there.
Go in there.
The rest might not be an option. And
We're
he's
not
gonna
going
come
in
up,
there.
Put his hand on Gorf's shoulder, and he's just gonna throw a cure wounds his way.
Fabulous. Is rest not an option?
I mean, I don't. Do you think we have time for that?
Yeah, I mean,
They
That's-
haven't
it's-
moved yet.
again-
I checked.
again,
I checked. It's
you-
secure. It's secure for right now. We have all the entrances covered. They basically have to step out into air, get out. So
Once those tentacles start waking up, though, there's only one or two of them now, and there's a bunch that are still.
well, let's
Listen,
break
Are
them.
you? Yeah.
If
Is
they
there
come
something
out-
you can do about that?
Yeah, let's
We
cut
You
them.
get 10 HP, Gorf.
Why don't we go hack them off?
Yeah. Well, then, I mean, whatever.
You watch. So you do watch as the tentacles, as survivors are being rescued, the tentacles keep trying to reach out and make people disappear.
The ship's hella broken. We don't need to worry about them coming out. And if they come out, they're gonna be cosplaying as porcupines.
Yes, they are,
That's a
good
good line.
sir. Yes, they are.
We need to, and they're probably injured in there too. We need to make a plan and approach this.
Yeah.
You know,
You understand what that is?
Athul,
it's a ship.
That is a
Good mind
mind
flayer.
flayer ship.
Yeah, they're
That
dangerous.
is my people. Those people are very dangerous. They can
Yeah.
kill everyone on this island without even harming themselves. They have thousands of thralls.
There is, you are, as you say, they've got thousands of thralls. You watch as a steady stream of what look like sort of harmed and necrotic looking humanoids of all different kinds, including some animal folk, start shambling out of this ship. As soon as they do, you watch the archers go. And you just watch as one by one each of these creatures is destroyed. You watch as several dozen of them come out, and then they just stop coming.
See, it's fine.
So they look like undead, like almost like shambling undead.
Yeah, from this distance, you can't really tell.
Thule,
Is there
my
some
friend.
way for you to detect something like that?
Oh,
I
Gorf.
think I have
actually,
something like
Gorf
that with
does.
a paladin.
Primeval awareness.
Mhm.
I think it just senses whether there's undead or not within a mile.
Sure.
Gorf's gonna like kneel down and like put his hand on the stone and it kind of glows.
Okay. I'm gonna need to know why Gorf is doing this.
Didn't he say asking about undead? I'm like,
I could check.
Well, I think Damiad did. Damiad, was that Damiad or was that Athul?
I asked that.
Yeah, so-
well,
so Damiad
yeah,
above-
as a-
oh, gotcha. Okay, never mind.
I'm checking my stuff because I'm still new to Paladin, so I'm trying to figure out if I've got something like that. I would imagine Paladin has something for that.
I
so
think-
give me
I
one
think
I think it's
Dude.
second.
divine sense.
it's good and evil. It's not undead. It's good and evil.
Actually, as an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your turn, you can sense anything affected by a
So
power
I'm
spell or
I'm
no-
sorry, guys. I'm now super
You know,
bored by this.
60.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I can tell
we
if it's
don't need this.
with divine sense.
See, we're fine. We have time. Look, they took care of it. Look, the archers are even smiling. They did good.
Thule, my friend, we need to gather ourselves and as many resources as we can before we can attack this problem.
If we attack it and then die, they're gonna kill everybody anyway, so we might as well be
I'm not
prepared.
asking you to attack it. I'm asking you to leave.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we're gonna go
I
prepare,
agree.
and then we're
We
gonna come
need to
back.
get out of here.
But we're coming back.
We can't abandon this nation.
Yeah.
fool.
As you start having this conversation, Granny walks up with a whole entourage of people. She's like, "You're gonna what now? So you're gonna drop a giant something on my palace, and then you're just gonna disappear?
I had
Something
nothing
that
to do with that.
apparently, according to your wish, has a goddamn phylactery in it."
Let's all stop for a second. Wish. You idiot! Wish.
No, it was somebody else. It just happened. It was-
You hear the genie again say, "It was Gore."
I think he's gonna
Hi.
keep doing that, Gorf, if you keep.
I know it's hilarious.
You notice
Abdul
you
just
notice
starts to
that
rub
your
his
snout
temples.
is just a little bit longer every time you do that.
Abdul starts rubbing his temples. He's like, give me a second. I need to think. This is not good.
Oh,
This is not
God
good. This is
damn
not
it.
good.
Well, you idiots are all thinking, go. Take care of at least one of those damn tentacles. Let me know what's going on. And you just watch as the dozens of metallic creatures start flying or climbing down into the rubble and just start attempting to tear one of these tentacles off. And you watch, they're doing some significant damage, but the tentacles, what they're doing, they try to make these guys disappear and they can't. So then they literally just pick them up and throw them. And you watch as these things literally get thrown like a mile away, landing who the hell knows where.
Go up against that.
All right. Well, if we're going to do this, then we need to then you need to know what you're dealing with. Okay. If you see walking brains on 4 legs, stay away from them. Kill them from a distance.
You don't have to. You don't have to tell me that twice.
can do
Don't
distance.
worry.
Should I just start shooting it now? I pull out my hand crossbow. Doing this?
What are you shooting?
The tentacle, like around the base, if I can.
You attempt to shoot it, and it just, from this distance, it doesn't, like, you see it sort of like, it pokes into it, and now there's like an arrow sticking out of it, but it doesn't seem to do anything. This thing is huge.
All right. Well, any other ideas? That's mine, pretty much.
The sooner we sever one of these tentacles, the sooner we'll be permitted to get as far away from this ship as possible. So,
again, just
Oof,
to
get
clarify, we're coming back. We just need to prepare.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
We
Bill
have
just
no.
mutters to himself, I hope to God it's not Alhoons. I hope to God it's not Alhoons.
What?
Oh boy.
Gore.
You can roll a history check if you don't know what an Alhoon is.
Gorf, I care as a player, but Gorf wouldn't even have picked up on that.
Honestly.
Just doesn't give a damn.
All right.
Fancy word.
Crothon and Gorf,
So-
your plan is to leave and do what? We have no idea.
Get reinforcements. Get resources.
You're a council member. Can't we get that stuff from the Untamed? They could even come here.
Kind of lean in and just be like, I'm willing to go talk to the Loxodon, but you
Good,
realize
awesome.
you have created this situation in a foreign nation and want me to use my power to bring in foreign troops to clean up your mess that has nothing to do with what Valencia's going
no,
on
we
with
ju-
Valencia
We
right
just
now.
need their items. If they insist on coming, great, but we'll take care of it. We just need
Mike,
some help. No, I can't go in there. I'll get like mind fucked.
Athul, what is the
I know
actual
enough for
reality?
that.
Athul, what is the actual reality of this situation here?
Okay, well, if that is a nautilus of that size, there are easily thousands of thralls and likely to be at least several hundred mind flayers. And given the fact that they are allied with the Lich Queen, I'm really hoping they are not Aloons.
You don't know what an Alloon is. One has never existed on this planet.
This is going to be bad.
Sorry.
Stay away from
There's
walking
been-
brains.
because there
keep
was
your
no-
mind clear.
Because there was no connection to the negative energy plane, there was no way to create one for the last 1,000 years.
Athul, what kind of magical abilities do mind flayers have?
Limited arcane, but incredibly potent psionic.
It's in the middle of the palace, but what if we just dumped pitch and tar over the ship and set it on fire?
That would be an unreasonable amount of pitch and tar, but we can try.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like that. This thing is about as big as the palace.
But it's
of
made
what's
of
left
wood.
of the palace.
It's made of wood.
No, it's not.
No.
It's literally, you watch. This is a living creature that is as
Yeah.
big as the palace.
Oh.
It's a creature that's been made into a ship.
See,
Guys,
hundreds of mind flares.
I would say as the size of that ship, at least 200, 300 mind flayers, and each of them controls a massive menagerie of thralls.
How airtight is the ship?
Well, airtight is an interesting concept. I don't know about that, but there's... All I can really say is your mind is your greatest enemy when fighting mind flayers.
I mean, can we flood the ship with water? Drown them?
I mean,
Octopus people. I think they can breathe water.
Can they?
actually,
Can
no,
they?
my kind can't breathe water.
That's not.
Guys,
Wait,
I don't-
you're
I don't-
kind?
This has been a great discussion. First of all, I think that I have a better chance at fighting these things from the inside than fighting the giant ship. But, just use that information however you will. I need rest. That fight took a lot out of me.
Whips my attention over to Granny. Granny, how much explosives do you have access to?
Not enough for this.
What about for one tentacle?
I suppose we could try something like that. We've been experimenting with something that we found inside the mountain. It looks very much like just like little black powder, just a little bit of black powder. We're not sure why, but when you mix it with a couple of other things, we definitely are going to need to talk to the water genasi, because one of the things you need is like deep under the moss in like certain bogs. You can find like this black material. When you dry it out and combine it with these racks, they start to explode.
Gather as much of that as you possibly can, and we're gonna see if we can't take out a couple of those tentacles.
Ooh, what does it look like to get there's you said something about is there like a brain or something that it's a creature, can we destroy like the core of the creature or something?
You may give me a nature check if you would like.
Can I roll that too?
With this, yeah, you'll because none of you have ever actually been inside a nautiloid ship, and none of you have any real information about it.
So,
You'll both be doing it at disadvantage.
History, right?
No, nature.
Oh, nature.
You were asking about the anatomy of a
same
creature.
mod. Same mod, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
So, yeah, none of you
Ten.
have any idea where like the brain or the heart might be. You have no clue.
Did we drown them
I don't know
out?
if they're using a mother brain as the ship's brain, but
Would they
What
be able
I'm
to
hearing
sense me
is-
if I did a little reconnaissance in there, or?
me and you can go invisible and try and look around.
That's what I was thinking. But it
If
would
we
be
get
easier
caught,
for
I
me
can
to get
pretend you're
out.
my thrall.
That's also a good idea.
I don't
Put
know,
the
maybe
party-
I can try to leverage my mind flayer, lineage to make some sort of, I don't know, less than deadly confrontation with them.
And then while we do that, the rest of the party can help fortify themselves against the mind flayers in other ways.
All right.
I could travel to the pass and talk to some of the Lockstone and see maybe if I could get a volunteer or two, or if they have any ideas.
I will
As you are
accompany
all
to the path. I'm
discussing-
not entering that.
As you're all discussing, you watch as suddenly some of the archers that are closest to this thing just start choking. And you see another volley of arrows go down, but you don't see them hit anything.
Get back!
I listen. I run as far away as I can from this thing.
Felix is trying to figure out what the hell is going on, so...
Oh,
You have no idea. You have no idea what's going on.
Athul just lets out like the deepest sigh and takes his flask, and rather than
Yep.
taking a small sip like he usually does, just downs the whole damn thing, screws the lid back on, puts it away, lets his human form fall off as his illithid form takes form, and he's just like, all right, Felix, follow me.
As you do that, you just start hearing screams throughout the
Don't care.
thing. I'm gonna need you to roll me 10 dexterity saving throws.
Assholes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you
Let me. Okay.
I do have mage armor up too, so that might help. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2,
So-
3,
So
4.
let's see. So 1, 2, 3. So you are going to take 13 damage as all of the archers scream and fire on you.
I immediately kind of like.
The arrows hit me. He just kind of like hisses, whips his attention to you. I'm on your side, idiots.
He's a changeling. Wait. He's not actually a mind flayer. He's a changeling.
But as soon as you say changeling,
No,
now
I mean, he's on our
everybody's
side,
looking
though.
at you. They're like, what? What
No,
is
he's not a
happening?
spy. He's been helping us.
He's with us!
Oh my god! They're all mind flayers!
Athul just rolls his eyes, yanks the fucking arrows out of himself, scoops shadows over himself to cast invisibility. Come on, Felix.
No, we need rest first. What are you talking about?
Is anybody going to explain to them what's actually going on? You
Yes,
have
please,
now
let me
made
explain.
an entire like everyone in the throne room is now terrified because they saw a mind flayer and then you said it was a changeling and it's on your side. So there's-
Athul just shouts from his invisibility, I am a mind flayer, but I have been raised by dwarves.
oh my god! They really only heard mind flayer and you're invisible, so you're even more terrifying.
I like
So
Good. Let them be afraid. They need to
Well,
be fearful and get the fuck out of here.
I say like loudly and firmly, Athul is a friend and has shown up for all of us and you in ways you cannot imagine. Leave him be.
Granny comes up to you and she's like, what's wrong with you all? Good God. She points to everybody and she says, look, we got one of them on our side and that's a good thing, right? Right? And
Right.
everyone's sort of like mumbles a little bit.
Hello, yes, mistress.
Yes, God, Queen.
And they go back to their windows with their crossbows.
I kind of pull Felix aside. Athul's a mind flare?
Yes, you didn't know that?
No, I thought he was a changeling.
No. He was a mind flayer.
It's the whole thing, but
Changed. He was raised by dwarves. He's a good guy.
I heard stories of them. They're monsters, vicious. They'll eat your brain while you rest.
Hold on. You've met the Florid, right? Same kind of deal, okay? On our side, good person.
He has not. Wait, has he met the Florid?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you did meet the Florid. You went.
The
to...
Florid turns people into topiaries.
Yeah, they're
That's
glorious
sometimes.
topiaries.
Sometimes.
yeah, and I kill people. What of it?
Or if you admitted it, this is a really big breakthrough.
No, I mean I kill people all the time, but I don't murder people. That's different.
Well, anyway,
That's a
yes,
big
no,
breakthrough.
Crow, listen, he's cool, okay? He's just a little gung-ho right now. I just grab Ithul even though he's invisible, and I'm just like, come on, let's take some time to plan out and think first, and rest, and then we'll go infiltrate this place.
I like lean
All right,
over.
but if while we're resting they start flooding out of that ship, we're in
And
trouble.
eat our brains while we sleep.
They're already choking. We don't have time. We're running out of time, Felix.
Says who? We've got time. If we don't do it now, then we won't have time later.
If we rush in there,
Now
we're
it's time
dead.
to make a decision.
Yes,
I'm going to
please.
give you 30
Guaranteed
seconds to
dead.
finish this conversation.
Let's rest first, and then immediately start work.
15 seconds.
They'll have to make it work. We need rest.
Okay.
Fine.
All right, let's do it.
Fabulous. As you inform Granny that you are going to need to regain your powers after the battle that you had with the other nations, says, we'll hold them off. I'm not sure what we can do. I'll go see if we can't get some of that stuff from the bags. See if we can't do something about these damn tentacles that are growing.
Make sure
Oh.
everyone keeps a distance of at least 15 feet from all thralls, walking brains, and mind flayers.
Well, and you know, it's like if they step out of the ship, and you can now see where sort of the entrance is. If they step out of the ship, they're about 100 feet away from
from the
the
nearest
closest
people?
window. Yeah, from the closest
Okay.
window. And
That's my only
everybody
advice.
that had been down in the rubble is now either dead or has been rescued. So you head off to your rooms to a fitful slumber to regain your abilities. You may all take a long rest. Huzzah!
Are we rudely awoken by any explosions?
You are not. No, there
Damn.
is. But as you awake, you see that Granny and several others are pushing several barrels out from the inside of the mountain.
Are those the explosives?
Granny looks at you and she's like, well, I hope so. I mean, if they're not, then we're in some trouble here.
I'll help as I can. I'll grab a couple of barrels and assist in their transport.
Fabulous. As you watch, you see that closer to the windows there are several gnomes that are setting up these long tables. And what they'll do is a barrel will roll over to the table and they'll pull off the lid and they'll start combining different ingredients using a funnel into what looks like sort of a round ball. and then they'll screw on a fuse to it.
I go over to one of the gnomes. What's the ratio?
Perfect.
I'm asking to help.
Well, okay. And you can start discussing things. What are you going to try to do?
Assist them in making couple, also making note of the ingredients and the ratio for myself, so I can make this explosive later, if need be.
Okay, so as you start taking notes, are you going to try to help them out in any way?
Yeah. Making them so we can more expediently have more explosives.
Do you have any experience with explosives at all?
Explosives? No.
Given that this is a new thing that has never existed on this planet before.
Oh yeah. Explosives? Absolutely not. Mixing ingredients that take a very particular ratio? Yes.
Fabulous. Please roll me what I'm trying to think what to roll. Roll me an intelligence check.
Oh, perfect. I can do that for you. Roll.
All right,
11
with
was my
an
first.
11. With an 11, you can't see any way to improve this for them. It's like, it seems like it's good. It's good to go.
Certainly perfect.
And you see the kobolds all sort of running around, grabbing like sacks full of these little balls, right? And then grabbing like, you see several what look like, you assume that they're either wizards or sorcerers. You see them over at another table, and they look like they are sorting through little wands. And you watch as each kobold grabs a sack of these, like, what would you like to call them? You get to name this new thing that's happening.
It's like these are the bombs that they're working on.
Yep.
Ooh, I get to name bombs. My brain is so simple. I know that
Bang balls.
like from the swamp, and so everyone's just like swamp booms. Let's go.
SWAT booms?
No, swamp booms.
Whoa, swamp booms. Okay. The name starts to catch on, but it gets shortened to Swaboom.
Swaboom!
So
Swaboom.
these are now a new weapon that exists. You can only get on this floating island right now, called Swabooms.
All right.
You watch as these. Would you like to try to help out in any way, or just let this plan unfold?
I have a quick question. For fire flower seeds, are they naturally like burning, like embers?
A fire flower seed does give off a significant amount of heat. If placed in an enclosed space, in a conductive material, it probably would build up to the point that.
Timed explosives. Let's
No.
Noted for future reference.
So, you watch as each kobold grabs a bag and each kobold grabs a little wand. And you watch as they jump off and begin their assault. Each one, as you watch, takes a little swaboom and then takes the wand and touches it to the end of the fuse. And you watch as the fuse lights. And they just drop it onto the various tentacles. You're not sure why dropping a little metal ball on something is going to do damage. Doesn't really make sense to any of you. You're just like, okay, I guess this is your plan. That's fine. And then all of you are astonished as these little balls just bloom into huge fireballs, spraying shrapnel everywhere. And you watch as one after another, these tentacles are just demolished by these things.
Wow.
Can I hear the psychic scream of pain from the Nautilus?
Holy shit.
You can, and it is intense. Everybody in the throne room is thrown to the ground. Is
like
there anything
orgasmic
that you would
visual.
like to do? Is there anything that you would all like to do as you are all thrown to the ground?
Felix is going to do like a back handspring and just land in like a Spider-Man pose. Be like, oh, I know I've been working on my dexterity, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I feel like Yelena is gonna come out of a Marvel movie and chastise you for landing in a hero pose.
Yes.
Oh my
Dwarf
god.
is gonna hit the ground and like spin around on like the linoleum, and then like stand up. He's like, "Oh, see, oh."
Bro just gets floored by it.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting
Just
it.
reveling in the pain of the Nautilus.
As you hear this psychic scream, and everyone else is just, all of the commoners in the room are just like shattered for a minute. You hear a sound that just sounds like hundreds of little clicking noises.
Hate
Can I
that.
find out where it's coming from?
You may make me a perception check. It will be a disadvantage because you're recovering from this psychic scream.
Of course, naturally.
Can all of us do it?
Oh, that's
everybody.
That's not
So
an. Oh man.
This
21.
This psychic scream just threw you to the ground. You are writhing in pain right now. 21. Goru, you recognize Goru, Felix, and Gorf. You all recognize that something is coming, and it sounds like it's the direction that it's coming from is the actual Mind Flayer ship.
They're coming. Make
Like,
ready your crossbows.
Before anything absolutely terrible happens, I'm gonna gather my party and say, "Listen, we've been in worse stakes before. This looks pretty bad.
Dwarf's gonna look at it and be like, "What?"
We fought against like, okay, I'm not gonna go into that, but we've got this. Okay, nothing can stop us. We're all the way up, and I'm going to inspiring leader. Everybody get 15 temporary hit points.
Oh,
Sexy.
Ooh,
Nothing
yay,
can stop us.
I like
We're
it.
all the way up.
That
Oh
is
my
glorious.
god, you are awesome.
And
Okay.
now, as you are all confused by this sound, it gets closer, and you realize that it sounds like what a large cat would sound like if its claws
Oh no.
were
fuck.
hitting the stone. And now, roll initiative.
Hey, I think these are those walking brains.
Oh fuck.
I'm. Oh god.
Oh yes.
Let's go. Time to initiative.
Boned. You're gonna get a bone.
That's not a bad
The
initiative.
fool just sits up with like a satisfied sigh. He's just, that was amazing.
Bro, did you click on your
What a
character?
rush. Yeah, I clicked on it, and now I'm rolling initiative. Boom.
There we go. Fabulous. All right.
Small potato.
Very
Not to give
common.
anything away. Enemy 1 and
enemy
Yeah,
number
Enemy.
one.
give it all away.
2. There we go.
Listen, I read
Yeah.
for enemy number 2. Okay, that's
Did you?
all
Did
true.
you? There
Yeah.
is. I'm sorry you didn't get cast. I know
No,
that's
fine.
that's distressing. It's
Next
distressing when that happens.
Next
You
time.
know, there's-
Put your heart out
And-
there.
You do. You do. You try real hard, and you don't get it. Ooh!
That
And
is
did anybody else
disturbing.
get a crit?
No, not for
They
me.
sure did not. They sure did not.
Ooh.
So, let's see who goes first. Oh dear. It looks like one of your enemies is going first.
It's gonna be me.
You don't see anything happen at first. So Felix, what would you like to do?
I don't sense anything at all.
You are starting to sense the presence of some things. But
Okay.
yeah, you don't
I
see
have
anything
blind
happen.
sight within 30 feet.
Yeah, they're nowhere near you at this point.
Okay. All right. This sucks, guys. I'm gonna spend my turn. I'm just gonna play my lute, so that way I can use its amazing effect and be able to cast any of the spells as bonus action. That's my entire turn.
Oh, right, fabulous. So you're just hanging out, just doing your
Yeah,
thing.
I'm just sitting there.
Are
You know,
you
contemplating
He's
holding
vibing.
an action?
Huh?
Are you holding an action, or are you just not doing anything?
Did you forget there's a feature from the Orpheus lute to where I use my entire turn playing music and then I can cast my spells as bonus actions.
Oh, that's right. For how long?
Did you specify how long?
If I didn't, it's going to be a minute.
Okay.
All right.
It's going to be 1 minute. So 10 rounds, you can do that. There is. All right. There is. Hey, Gorf. What are you doing? And can we get a little battle music, please?
Yes, of course.
Not this nice pastoral. While it's lovely, I feel like maybe.
Yeah, maybe the battle
maybe
music
not
for the battle.
not fitting the tone perfectly.
Right. Gorf is going to stretch his arm and he's gonna roar. But again, it's silent. And out of his mouth comes this shadowy blackness. And Gorf transforms into this crazy monster.
Oh my
And
god.
he actually has 3 giant cleavers, 2 in his hands and 1 in his mouth. And then he's gonna take.
I know. I was about to say.
He's gonna take one of his because he can't see any enemies. He's gonna take one of his blades. And he's just gonna run it smoothly across his arm and draws blood. He's gonna hold
All right.
his action.
You will take 1 hit point of damage for that. Now. It's the wolf.
Bull just kind of stands up, and as he does, he kind of dips his hand into his shadow and pulls out Frostbane with a bonus action. Takes a very deep breath, pulls out one of the fire flower seeds, crushes it in his hands, and casts Garden of Embers as at 4th level.
Fabulous.
I'd like you to describe this for our
Crushing it
peeps.
in his hand, you see a few little tiny sparks of embers kind of come out. He just flails them over his head, kind of like one would with confetti, and 4 little petals of fire just start orbiting around him, forming from the embers, and everything around him starts to get very, very hot.
Fabulous. Hey, Crow.
Crow is going to take out Kalada's tooth from his necklace, and as he casts it in the sky, you feel as the very air elemental that the entire temple and the palace and the city is on top of kind of quake momentarily as lightning fills the air and surrounds the tooth as it forms this serpentine-like blue and gray drake that immediately upon being summoned lets out a hiss and sparks of lightning kind of fly out of her mouth as he also pulls from its back the Voyager staff as he prepares for whatever approaches.
All right, I love it. Now, Goru, what you gonna do?
Take a step or two in front of the party and pull out my shield, and it just begin to, like, the gem in the middle just opens up and light begins to just slowly pulsate, and you see the darkness start to swirl and stars kind of brighten on the shield. And in my other hand I grab this axe my axe. My ass. I grab my
Grab
axe.
someone's ass.
Grab this
That's
ass.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
There's no
Smack
grabbing
Gorf
people's
on the
asses
ass.
without permission.
Yep.
Hey, you always have consent for me, baby.
Grab my axe,
Anytime.
and I just like kind of like go and whisper to it and be like, I don't know, there might be giants here.
There might be giants.
And,
Sadly,
That's
the
a
axe
knowledge.
does not respond.
and I just like kind of am sensing in my mind, I'm visualizing all these animal folk that just came out of the ship and were cut down, and it just, my heart starts to break and I let out this roar. And I start shaking slightly, and I'm now enraged and ready for battle.
Yay! And now, I think I would like. Hey, Lando, you created a dice roller for the chat, right?
A death save, but yeah, I mean it says death save, but it's 1 through 20, so that
Yeah.
works.
Hey, chat, somebody please roll me a d20.
Ooh.
Let's see what's going on there.
In all
Thought it was gonna be
honesty,
a
So
cliffhanger.
sorry about that. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to call Comcast today, guys.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we've got. Why does it? What's going on?
I am
Why
the
does?
DM!
That's right. What's going on, Crow? Why do you let me know what's happening over
As
there? I'm
we
gonna.
set the scene.
Who am I? All right, I'm Gore.
Yeah, you're good now.
I'm gonna hit you with my things.
Yeah,
Looking in the rubble.
get you.
Looking in the rubble of the Nautilus ship, the
That's right.
intellect devourer pounces on an unsuspecting Gorfon, eating
Yeah.
his tiny brain.
Oh no!
Mm.
Oh dear!
No, that's
and
so
it
rude.
starves to death.
And it starves to
Do
death.
that.
Oh my god. That was amazing.
All right, fabulous. Okay, it looks like we're back. Let's give people a minute to pop back on. Again, apologies, everyone,
yeah.
for that.
White Snake rolled a 16.
Hey,
There
that's a
is
scene for that D20 roll.
16. Fabulous. I like it. What that means is you watch as a wave of dozens of walking brains come pouring over the windowsills, and 16 of the defenders are struck stunned. They just stop moving.
Not good.
Absolute chaos breaks out within the throne room. You watch as archers begin firing at little monsters that are running through. You see metallic creatures going after them. You see Granny pick up part of the shattered sunburst that so recently was hanging over the throne as a dagger, as she starts to face down one of them herself. And we are now entering narrative combat.
Yeah. Get the fuck away from my god queen.
As you watch these filthy little brains dozens of them come pouring into the throne room. Something appears by one of the windows. You watch as something that was recently invisible appears in the corner of the room, looking like this.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
yucky.
that's our room right there. That's not great. That's yucky.
You see the filth, the necrosis that has crept along its skin. And you watch as it casts a spell in front of you.